What's going on? This is the Business Roundtable. This is something that I'm going to try to do as much as I possibly can. It's just something I planned the other day. Okay. So, one of the things that I'm trying to improve on is business. Okay. I'm running several startups. The main startup that I work with is owlsherbs.com. That's one of my biggest startups that basically I make the most out of. Is the I I would say is definitely one of my favorites because I like being healthy. Do you like being healthy? I definitely like being healthy. I like being strong. That's something that I enjoy. So I'm streaming on Facebook and on YouTube. I'm gonna look into. I think tomorrow I'm gonna look into Twitter. Okay, because I'm heavy on Twitter. I might do even Instagram. Forget it, man. The thing is that I'm normally reserved, rather shy. People that know me, they know me to be that way. You know what? I gotta throw that out the window, man, because one of the things that I have to say is that I told even I remember telling my young cousins that used to work for me, a closed mouth don't get fed. Okay. And you know, and it's kind of, I know it's kind of freaky, but we're adults. A closed mouth don't get no head either. So so let me get my soundboard, man, together. So I have to sell. In business, one of the things you have to do is sell, and don't forget to sell. So might as well use all the platforms that you can possibly get. So that's the way to do it. It never was any other way to do it. So definitely that's something that I am reminded of. So yes, let me get my things together here. Um. So yes. So part of why I'm doing this and why this is important is in business, having a business system is what I am working on, and I'm focused on building. Okay, I'll talk to you about that. We'll talk about that today. Okay, business is something that is very important because it's a few reasons why it's important. One of the reasons is it's a way for you to make unlimited amounts of income. For example, at your job, whatever you make, that's a set amount. It's already agreed upon before you actually start the job. You're going to make this certain amount, and that's it. Well, in business, you can make as much as you can sell, as much as you can provide. That's how you can, you know, how much you can make. It's according to how what you can do. Sometimes I remember being heavy into business where I had so many customers and schedules and stuff like that to meet for people. I had to turn people down. I remember, that concept is kind of foreign to me because I transitioned from kind of more business into working a traditional 9 to 5. But I remember, my computer business, I had so many customers, I had to turn people away. I had to say no, I can't, provide you any service because it was just too many customers. I didn't have enough resources at the time to have help. So it's only so much time in the day, and I had to turn people away. So um, that idea is it's a beautiful idea to think about now, which I rarely get any customers, to be honest. Um, it's something that I'm trying to get back into, but I primarily focus on, like I said, my herbs business. But one of the things about business, you only get what you put into it. Okay, you can't. It's not like you're selling drugs. Like people going, knocking on your door, trying to, buy your product. And only thing I could think of as far as like it pretty much sells itself self as drugs and sex. You know what I'm saying? Like those two things, you don't really have to worry about that. I mean, um, women that look good, got a nice body, they, they know they can sell themselves, and then they're gonna make money. Drugs, obviously, you got people addicted that they're gonna, look, ask you, do you have anything? They're gonna, be looking for you to buy your product. I mean, those. I'm just saying, for example, those things are easier to sell. They quote unquote sell themselves. Well, in traditional business, depending on what you're selling, you got to work harder, than others, depending on what you sell. Probably, I would say I've never had a restaurant. I would say a restaurant has to be in my mind if you got a good food. If you got good food, you got good customer service. Okay, it probably is kind of similar. Like if you got some real good food, people will probably be waiting. Um, basically outside the door for your restaurant to open, or it'll be long lines. It'll be, a lot of phone calls, a lot of stuff like that. So that's something that I absolutely, as far as a goal, want to get into as far as opening up some type of restaurant. What's going on, Underrated Darkness, man? Salute to you as well, man. Underrated, man. This guy here, this guy, one of my top videos on my channel, my YouTube channel. We had a discussion. The stars were just aligned, the moon, the stars, whatever, the universe. We had a nice discussion for about 3 hours. We were talking about wealth. We were talking about, absolutely, we were talking about business. Actually, that topic was about Reginald Lewis. Okay, Reginald Lewis was one of the first black men that was a billionaire in this country. That was what the discussion was about, and we talked about other things for about 3 hours. For my solo content, of like my own content, it's very few videos that I have over just by myself, even, especially with others, that is over 1,000 basically viewers. Okay, with this brother here, I reached over 1,000 viewers on that video. And it's like, I really need to probably watch it again because I was dropping some game. We was both talking about, he's old, you older than me. So you basically were a 70s baby. So you being in New York, me being from Chicago, we had a lot of different stories, man, that was unique stories, very, very unique stories. And then I talked about, real estate and what I would do if I was rich and all of that type of stuff. And we was talking about a lot of different things, man. I was in a really good space, man. I ain't gonna lie. During that time, oh, you a '60s baby. Oh, okay. Yeah, so you got a lot of unique stories and stuff like that. A lot of people like that. A lot of people, a lot of people like that content, man. You know. But yeah, we were talking. That was what I was talking about. I was talking about the first black billionaire, Reginald F. Lewis. Man, people really like that content. Um, it was a very good video. Definitely was in a good space, man. I was living with my sister. My sister, I was basically post divorce, still putting things together, man. And man, my sister, man, she was balling, man. I miss my sister, man. And she allowed me to get my money up and get my things together, and the rest is history, man. Now I'm doing very, very exceptionally well, because I know how to make moves. I do understand business. I do have an edge. I have an edge over another a common person that doesn't understand business. Okay, I learned business from basically from my family, man. I learned a lot of things from my family and others about what you should do with your money, how you should invest it. At the time, we were talking about real estate, and during that discussion that I said, where that one video did over 1,000 views, I was talking about real estate, what you should do, and so on and so forth. I wasn't just talking. That was just something based off of theory that I put into action, because now I already have real estate, I'm looking for more, looking for the opportunity for some more capital to buy some more real estate, because that's another one of my kind of business ventures that um I'm kind of into, but trying to spread things out. But mainly, most of this discussion will be about herbs. It will be about business. When I do these, I'll try to, kind of mix it up to see, um, what I could do, man. Definitely, man. I'll check you out, man. I definitely, I appreciate your input, and I definitely, this is not an echo chamber. I'll definitely drop the link, um, and give anybody any opportunity to add to the discussion. So what I was talking about was business systems. Okay, I did a live stream the other day, and I was talking, and in my opinion, a business system, a good business system that already is up and running and is working and is really good, and meaning you don't have to necessarily be there to run the system. You can train others to do it, and it's making you money. In my opinion, that's worth more than a degree. It's worth more. It's worth more than the degree, because that business system, you can tweak it, you can scale it, you can sell it, and most business systems, like for example, every business has some type of business system. IBM, McDonald's, Microsoft, Cisco, most companies have some type of business system, and usually all of those companies I just mentioned are multi-billion dollars businesses. You know what I'm saying, that run themselves, that have business processes and systems that help run that business. Okay. Now, why am I giving this information out? Okay, what, this is something, definitely, don't get me wrong, I understand the value in education and content and stuff like that. Well, one of the things I have to say is, first off, a lot of times people probably are not even going to pay attention to this. And the ones that do pay attention to business, I definitely want to give some input and some content and some, kind of, sniff things out or provide whatever input that I have. Because one of the things about being black in America is we're not doing that well in business. As far as as consensus, a lot of black people are not in business and definitely are struggling in business. Okay, like I was. I had my storefront and on the south side of Chicago, and it was days, a lot of days I was struggling. I was trying. I didn't know all of the things I know now. You know, I was just winging it. I was just a small business owner. Uh, let me show some slides. I was just basically a small business owner. I was self-employed. I got laid off from my job from working at the Chicago public school system, and I went right and took my money from my job, and I started a storefront with my own business. Okay, so that's what I did. I did it for a while. I did it for almost 3 years, and it was days that I was struggling, and it was days that I made the most I've ever made in my life. Okay, from a job, I've never made over $1,000 from one job. I've had a job where I made $1,000 a week, but I can tell you wholeheartedly, my pinnacle of success in business was it was around tax time. When was this? Probably about 2011. It was this lady that lived in the neighborhood where my store was. She bought like 3 or 4 laptops from me or something like that. All I know is that one transaction I made over $1,000, and it was other money that I made that day. I ain't never made that in no job, never. Okay, um, of course, I mean, like I said, you selling drugs and offering sexual services of all sorts. Of course, you gonna make money because those things sell itself. Um, Other than selling little dime bags or nickel bags of weed, I ain't never sold no drugs. Never really desired to. Okay, so the thing is that people, using computers at that time, it was people. One of the things about my computer business, which I still have up and running, okay, is part of my startups. It's the thing I do for a living. I am an IT person, worker. As far as my last job, I was working for basically a liquor company. Then I went to working for insurance, top nation health insurance provider, and basically that's what I do for my bread and butter. I mean, I do. People confused by me, I'm sure. What the hell, this dude putting up drywall, he taping and mudding, and then he talking about computers. Then he talking about relationships. He talking about he talking about how to have, he talking about sex. He just, people, and what people tend to say is you start a channel for all of these different topics or content or whatever, and that is good. I mean, I do have other channels and stuff like that. But this is the channel that I have the most subscribers on. This is it. This is my, my main, mountaintop. If I go to the valley, I'm not gonna reach that many people. If I go to the mountaintop, watch, yeah, I got guns too. I go to the mountaintop, I can reach my message a lot more from the mountaintop. That's why I do that. Okay. But I don't know. Those the other concept as far as create little channels to talk about this and that and all of that. That might work. I don't know. I mean, it definitely takes time to build those things up. But again, like I said, in my opinion, having a business system that works, okay, is worth more than a degree. What do you need a degree for when you have a business that's working and you have a system that works extremely well? And you can scale it up, you can sell it, you can package it, you can franchise it. That's what I have. That's what journey I'm on, and I'm sharing that journey with you now. Um, this is a book that I'm in the process of looking at, and it's called Systemology. Okay, this is by an Australian guy by the name of David Jennings. Okay, so he came up with a book that kind of breaks down what kind of how to start a system. Okay, um, let me put this. Let me share this on my pages, and then also let me also put this in the chat. Okay, okay. So business is not easy. Okay, business is definitely difficult. Okay, um, it's not easy. It's probably most likely the hardest thing most people will take on as far as in their life, because what makes it very difficult, it's a lot of things that make it difficult. Business, it's a lot of things that makes it difficult when you're working for someone as an employee. You're working for a business system. You're working for a group of people that have a business system. All you have to do is you just basically you do your part to work that system. You're part of the that system. You're part of a little small speck or the process of that system, right? And being an employee, I will say it's not easy, but it's not the hardest. Okay, what is the difference between, why is being an employee, in my opinion, easier than being a business owner? Well, it's something that I mentioned. If you really listen to me on this channel, I mentioned momentum. One of the major things a business has, okay, and I'm reminded of this yesterday. I was thinking about this. Most people, if you're an individual, if you're just one person, you're trying to compete with other individuals that have friends, organizations, groups, um, corporate bodies. A typical business has a corporate body. So if you work for, JP Morgan Chase is a corporate body. Okay, it's a body of different corporations and conglomerates and people. You being one person, is very difficult for you to be, multiple people, and including large organizations, large groups, and even corporate bodies. Okay, with corporate interests and all of that type of stuff. If you kind of look at it, if you look at it from a perspective of, big fish in a sea. Okay, you got what at the top of the food chain? You got the whales, you got the killer whales, right? The killer whale is the apex of the sea. The killer whales, even a lot of people don't understand. It's mind boggling to some people. It was even to me to get my head wrapped around this. A killer whale will eat its prey is great white sharks. You most people, if you're, same age as me or close to it, you grew up watching Jaws. These great white sharks is like, you when you go, I remember going first time going to the ocean. I was always looking for that fin coming out of the water. Sharks is definitely on your mind, but you don't think, damn, killer whales eat sharks. Okay, a killer whale's diet part of his diet is whales, other whales, but also sharks. And it eats basically great white sharks for breakfast and lunch and dinner. Okay, so when it comes down to it, you being this small person in this big sea, it's difficult trying to quit your job, or you have even a little small amount of money from a job, and then going into business, trying to compete with, like for example, my herbs business, my biggest probably um, you know, actual competitor would be Vitamin Shop. Okay, Vitamin Shop is $1 billion corporation. I don't even have $1 million. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? They have billions, right? And have already made billions. Very, very difficult to compete with that amount of momentum. That's why, to be honest, it's easier to work for Vitamin Shop, right? It's easier to do that in a sense where, all you got to do is be there and then work and then do tasks and then go home. Vitamin Shop, they have to maintain all of those shops, those stores, the employees. They have systems to do that. Okay, that's what I mean by that, and that's why that is difficult. That's just one reason that is difficult. And then, of course, these are my opinions. It's other things that the reason why business is very, very, very difficult. The other thing, as far as momentum, part of that momentum is, I said, billions of dollars. When I mentioned Vitamin Shop, they actually have on cash. You can look up, depending on if a company is private or public. If it's public, you can look up the financial balance sheet, and it'll show you how much debt they have, how much cash they have. I think, for example, Apple has over $200 billion or something like that in cash. Their actual valuation is about $1 trillion, but actual cash reserves from selling all of those iPhones over the years, selling all of those MacBooks over the years, all of those different, they own, I think they own Beats, I believe. I think they own Beats, and they own other brands and stuff like that. Selling all of those products, offering, they do services. You go to Apple store, you go see what do they call those guys? I think a Genius or something, Genius Bar or something. You go see a Apple technician basically, and you pay the money to get your laptop, your MacBook fixed, your iPhone fixed, your iPad fixed. They make tons of money off of services as well. So all of the money they make, okay, they've saved a lot of it because they made a lot of profits. Uh, they have over, like I said, probably, I mean, I don't know exactly how much money they have, but it's well over $100 billion in cash reserves. That's just cash that they have on reserve. Okay. Another thing is, a lot of people don't understand about business. For example, I remember, I was doing I was on a job interview, and I was downtown Chicago, and the job was BP. Okay, BP, like the gas company BP. What if I told you that BP downtown Chicago, okay, they have over 100 trade. They have a trading floor where all of that gas money that they're making, all of those, billions and billions of dollars of gas revenue that they make, they have traders investing that on the stock market, using that money to make more money. Okay. What if I told you that? Would you believe that? Would you understand that? and that goes in the conversation. I could just add in, that's why the rich get richer. The poor gets poor, right? But the thing is that that's why you being an individual, you and your wife, or you by yourself, trying to survive in business, trying to, basically start a business is so extremely difficult, because basically you don't have the money or the momentum to really takes basically compete in business. Being able to compete. I just saw your comment, underrated. Sure you can, man. Sure you can join the panel. For sure, if you're still there. There you go. So yeah, trying to compete in business is very, very difficult, because you don't have the money, you don't have the momentum. You're a small fry. You can't take the risks that another business can take. Forgot this, right? Some businesses, they buy out businesses, and they have no intention to actually continue on that business. Some businesses buy other businesses to just consume them. Okay, what do you mean? What do you mean by consume them? Um, Basically buy the business so it can go out of business, because it'll be one last competitor. Um, it's like, just to okay, kind of pay the company off to basically put them out of business. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that happen quite a few times. Companies doing that. Okay. Um, Basically off a competitor, right? With buying them out, and that's one of the things that people do. What's going on, Iori? Yeah, mergers and acquisitions. Okay. Um, that they acquire a business, and their purpose to acquire that business is to basically put that competitor to rest, to put that competitor, take that competitor out of competition. Okay. Um, yeah. You don't, you yourself, business is a whole nother world, man. It's like, it's just, I never forget, even when I was going to school for business, I went to Parkland College, and I just was like overwhelmed and how difficult it was, the classes, and trying to keep up. I had to, part of my business course was, you had to have a subscription to the Wall Street Journal, and I'm a broke college student. I'm away from my parents, for the first time ever in life. I'm trying to pay rent all of a sudden. I'm trying to pay, bills, and trying to buy books and pay for tuition, and what I'm saying, still have social life to deal with the ladies and all of that. I ain't got no money to be paying for no Wall Street Journal. You know what I'm saying? That was that was a problem. That was a huge problem, man. I don't even, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. The benefit, I will say this: the benefit of having the Wall Street Journal is a benefit in it. It's a lot of information in the Wall Street Journal. It's a lot of data in the Wall Street Journal that you can use for success. I get it. It's just at the time, I just, paying that money was kind of difficult. It was kind of difficult for me. And I know I wasn't the only one to have a freaking Wall Street Journal subscription. It's kind of difficult, man, being 18 years old, away in college, trying to pay rent. basically paying for a subscription for you know, investment newspaper. Okay. But the reason they wanted us to have the Wall Street Journal was to know how to trade, to know how to watch the stock market tickers, and you know, part of the lessons or whatever homework was to create a portfolio and track it. Um, so yeah, the thing is that it's a lot of reasons why I think you could come up with, if you probably brainstorm with, if you had like a group discussion, you could probably come up with more. It's a lot of reasons why business is very, very difficult. Okay. But one of the reasons that business is difficult is people don't have a system. Okay. People don't know what a system is. Most people, like even my grandfather, when they had a business, they really were self employed. They worked the job, they had employees, but without them, the business was not really fully running. A business is a system that people work. You don't have to work there. You can, okay, but you don't have to. And you're not part of the main operations of the business. Basically kind of um you might be the CEO, the key decision maker. You might be on the board, okay, but it's a system that works in itself. You don't have to be on the cash register. Like my grandfather, he was on the cash register. My grandma was on, because they had a liquor store and they also had a pharmacy. My grandfather was on the cash register. My grandmother was on the other cash register with the lottery. Okay, that was their team. That was their system. And then they had other employees to help out. I mean, I remember I used to help out. I remember stocking the shelves and grabbing liquor when customers came up to give it to them, grabbing cigarettes. But that was self-employment. Okay, for most people, they think that's a business. Yeah, it's a small business, but having a business is a system that works independent of the actual owner of the business. That's how you know you have a full-fledged business. Okay, so what most people have is a small business that they self-employed. They have a job basically. Okay, so I guess I don't know. I mean, I am a little tinfoil hattish. Whenever I'm talking about some good stuff, I have some internet. Whenever somebody's talking some good stuff, the internet throttles and all of that type of stuff. So I must be talking about something that's important, and I am. I'm talking about business systemization. Okay, this is like kind of a short article, concentrated article about what this book systemology is, and it talks about four stages here. Okay, most people on the survival stage. That's what it starts out. It says still struggling to achieve product market fit. Founders, owners are wear so many hats and are responsible for so many daily tasks that become a bottleneck. Okay, so let me put this chart back here. This is what people don't know, because my grandfather was basically the son of a farmer in Mississippi. They lived in an outhouse with no water, no electricity. I mean, they didn't live in an outhouse. They had an outhouse. They lived in a shack in Mississippi, and they had no running water, no electricity, no modern infrastructure whatsoever. All they had was, the ground that they owned, and the animals the livestock that they used to provide nourishment, okay, and money, and resources, right, to sell. um a lot of people, even him being educated, him actually having a degree in business, okay, understanding finance and understanding accounting, okay, even being a millionaire with a partner in that small business. I'm not saying you can't be successful in business. You can be successful in a small business. There's a lot of small business owners, not that many, but some that are multimillionaires. Okay, but he didn't know, okay, that he was still really kind of on a mid tier when it comes to his business. He was still kind of like basically kind of in the middle. He never really scaled the business in a sense where he opened up liquor stores. Like I remember, okay, it's a in my area, basically Illinois. There's a company called Benny's Beverages. Benny's Beverages is in they're all over the Chicagoland area. They they scaled their business. Um my grandfather, he just had his liquor store on, it was on 75th Street. That was it. It wasn't in any other places. It was just on 75th. He did scale as far as making money. He owned buildings across the street. On the other opposite end of the street, he had other businesses. He had a pharmacy, a laundromat. He had apartments above, but his actual liquor business, he never scaled that business because he was kind of in the middle. His business system that he used, it was based off of what typically other people do, is just basically being self-employed. He rarely took vacations. He had to work every single day, including Sundays. Okay. And that was because a lot of things back then, they didn't really have no cameras and stuff like that. So a lot of time people were concerned about theft, thievery, robbery and stuff like that. So they didn't really have a lot of stuff. CCTV was kind of new, back then. It's not they don't have, they didn't have the technology back then that they do now. So now it's easier to scale a business, but a lot of people still, mostly when I look at people's business, when I talk to people and then they explain their business and I actually look at it from my lens and I see, what's going on. They don't really have a business. They have a small business where they're self-employed. They actually have to do most of the business. Without them doing most of the operations and processes in that business, they don't have a business. Okay. That's because they don't have a system. Okay. So basically, the first level of this systemization is survival. Second is stationary. It says the business has stabilized, but there's still no documentation of key processes. Leadership still has no time for strategic or high impact work. So I'll never forget also working for a computer business. It was a computer business called Tiger Direct. For some reason or not, it's saying that it's like I'm going in and out of Wi-Fi for some reason. I don't know if my connection is good or not. But the thing is that I'm gonna try to ignore that. But the thing is that I remember there was this thick book that was in a drawer. I was a computer technician. I worked for Tiger Direct, and I would sell computers to people. I would repair computers for people. I would build custom computers for people. And then I also would go to their house and do service calls. I was real good at doing that because that was what I was used to. But because by the time I started working there, it's 2015, I was already about um, five. No, I was actually about 7 years in of being a technician already, a computer, IT guy. I mean that really is like a entry level job. I was moving to a new location, and that was the first job that hired me, so I took it. But long story short, I remember that it was like a Bible, and that Bible was the Tiger Directs processes on how to deal with certain issues, problems, and events, and what the policies were for the company. And occasionally we would go to that book to figure out tough questions from, issues that we had with customers and stuff like that. That was because that book was that system. It was a system of key processes and documentation for you to use as reference. Because Tiger Direct, even though it went out of business because the management got involved into some fraudulent activities, and they had to basically shut down. But that company did have a business system that scaled, that had documentation, key processes, and some form of leadership that can make strategic, and impactful work. So the third layer of this is scalable. The business now has a proven model, core processes are documented, but there's still gaps in execution and still be reactionary and inconsistent. And then also sellable systems are reliable enough for key people to be able to step away without any adverse impacts, allowing them to focus on growth and other projects. So that's why I say having a system is better than having a degree, because you can sell the final stage in this systemization process is you can sell that system as a complete business, and you can make, $10 million, $50 million. I never forget the guy that made the he made the hair clippers, the bevel, black guy. He made I think his name was Tristan Walker or something like that. He invented the bevel, basically, hair clippers. The wireless hair clippers. He invented those, and he sold that company. Let me see how much he sold that company for. Let me look this up here. And people always talk about, a lot of black people, they have this mindset, never sell, you're a sellout, or whatever the case may be. um the ultimate goal in business is to pass that business on to your family. But if you sell out, you still are a success because you sold the business. Okay, you finished the complete process of that business. You sold that business and you made some type of income from that. Okay. Um, Let me see. I'm looking at um what he sold it for. I remember what it was saying. But it's been a while. Let's see if they got amount, something like that, because he since sold that Clipper business, that Clipper brand. Um, okay, let me see if I can get a dollar amount. He was able to raise about close to $40 million for the brand. I'm trying to figure out what he sold it for. If I can find that information out. Also, the amount was undisclosed. Okay, he sold it to Procter and Gamble, but the amount was undisclosed. Okay, so yeah, if you, I mean, you don't have to disclose what you sell your business for. That can definitely be private, a private transaction. But yeah, it's nothing wrong with you selling your business. That's the full completion of that business. In order to sell it is still successful. Oh, what's going on, man? What's going on? Underrated.
Good. What's good? What's good?
Yeah. Um, so you must be passionate about business yourself because we had a discussion years ago. I think that was
Yeah,
doing.
I don't know. I don't know business on that much like you do, but anything that have part of generation wealth on it, I'm with it. I don't. I ain't trying to know
Mm,
everything, but I think that if we want generation wealth, there are certain degrees that we have to know and also educate and everything. And I feel like you part of it. I don't have no problem to say you part of it. And I just want to thank you. Introduce that. To part of it because there's people like want to start a business. They think it's scary and this and that. And you have a lot of people, but like as long as if you could break it down,
hmm
and I think that's the most important. That sometimes us as a people we miss it for because we listen to the wrong people. Sometimes they just want our money, want our fees. But where's the generation gap? I mean, where the generation well comes with it to make it easier, so we could generate it. And also, like I appreciate you talking about the ones that in the past that that we do have a blueprint. The ones who make millions decades ago, and they show us to do generation wealth. And I think that with us as a people, we need to go back and read about their story and bring and bring those stories back and to understand and also collaborate with you and to understand that you put in the work. We can have generation gap. We can have that, and plus at the same time enjoy doing it. And
hmm
I
Yeah.
say I feel it's very important. Yeah, I'm sorry. You go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. Yeah, yeah. Business. It's pros and cons to it. It's
Yes.
definitely not easy. I mentioned a few reasons why it's not. First of all, you have to. It takes money to make money, right?
Yep.
So if you don't have that money, that's one of the biggest hurdles, right? Like my grandfather, actually in the '60s, he saved enough money with his business partner, his army buddy, to open up a pharmacy, then a liquor store. They were partners. He was able to get a liquor license and everything, and
Right.
he was successful in doing so. But here's the thing: what if he didn't have a business partner? For myself, right? I've never had a business partner.
Right.
I had to do everything from myself. I didn't have any business partner that went half. I would have loved to have had someone to go half with me. That's the discussion that people are having about, dating and courtships in America, 50-50. Man, I would have loved to have anybody that was willing to put 50-50 up. But here's the thing, it wasn't just that. I was never going to allow Many people have asked, "Can I join your business?" When they saw my computer business, my store up and running, they asked, "Can they join my business?" No, it wasn't that simple because see, it goes back to you wasn't in the gym shooting with me when I was, in the gym. I've already put in. I estimated at least $5,000 to $10,000. At least I say about five at that time into my computer business. You wasn't just gonna come hitting the ground floor getting 50% equity.
Right.
You had to put in at least $5,000, and then following there over. Of course, we're gonna have to get some litigation. We'll get a lawyer to draw up some type of contract. In the end, then forward, you got equity. We go half on the rent and the lights and the supplies and the inventory. Yeah, and then we make 50% each day off of each sales. Minus all of the expenses and everything. Yeah, after that, but nobody was willing to put in $5,000 or more to as far as to as a down payment, as far as all of the work and all of the money that I already put into the business to join that business. So I was never gonna just allow, because my grandfather, his friend, they started from the ground floor and they went into business together. They filled out all the paperwork to start a corporation and everything like that. They started from the ground floor. I already had a business and I already had
Right.
everything up and running when people were asking to join my business. I wasn't gonna just allow anybody just to come in. Oh yeah, just had a light bill next month and the rent next month and we cool. No, you had to come in with some money. You had to put your money on the table to show you interested, and you definitely had to put it on there because I already put my money up and was doing it for years before you showed up. So, but I didn't have any business partner. I had to do everything Rambo style. I
Yeah.
had to do everything by myself. You know,
Yeah. And also too, we have to understand, and I
and
know
it's
people.
still like that, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is. And also
Yeah.
one thing too, we have to understand the laws, and it depends where you at too. They are not giving out business laws to us as a people that they should. So there is a discriminative part about it too that we got to educate ourselves. I know a lot of people don't like talking about it because we talk about it sometimes they feel that, oh, you playing the victim role, but that is facts. And because I have friends that I grew up in New York, they try, they credit is very good, and they trying to
Mhm.
get they trying to get a loan. They be get denied at denied. And I be with them actually witnessing this stuff. So that means that we gotta have something. That's when we gotta have our own agency too.
Yeah.
So in case when we want a business loan, we have somebody that looks like us that is genuine, legit. Let me say that's
Mhm.
genuine, legit, that
Mhm.
we can start off and stuff like that. So I feel that
Mhm.
like what you doing, I appreciate what you doing, and but also I would like to talk about that in the near future with
Yeah.
you and stuff like that because
Yeah.
we have to talk about that.
Yeah.
We cannot let society tell, oh, you a victim. The other people, we see other people looks like us. They got opportunity, but you don't. But everybody is different. It depends. It depends what neighborhood that you into too. And but I feel that sometimes they play on it too. So we
Oh
have to
man.
understand that when it comes to business, we have to be at the table that make decisions, and
Yeah.
we have to understand there are people that still don't look like us. Even some that looks like us do not want us as a people that had generation wealth. And we have to talk about it. And I know people going again. People will say, "Oh, everybody." No, not everybody get a fair shot. And we have to understand that there are other elements out there still, right this minute, that they go keep on pushing that discrimination and stuff like that. So I feel that we got to talk about that too. I'm not saying go over it all the time, but that does play a factor. That there are people that looks like they do have good credit, they still get denied and stuff, and their
Yeah.
higher office fail to see that, and we got to talk about that. And we got to talk about it. But brother, you do always do a good job, and I want you to come back my time, and I want to do a chop up with you. Let me explain my chop up. It's not
What's
an
going on?
interview. It's not an interview. It's like you be the main guest. I want you to ask questions about me too,
Mm-hmm.
and then we go and we just going to interact with each other. And I'm just asking for an avatar or picture, and let me know when's a good time we could do it. And then also, I'll invite your people. I want your people to come over my channel and do a chop up and stuff. That's all it is. And then
Oh
within
yeah.
the 25 and 30-minute mark, I'm gonna ask people, put the questions down and ask you. And I let you know right now, I will screen the correct questions. If I feel the questions not appropriate to ask, I will not I will not ask it and everything. So it's up to you. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I'll check you out, man. Let me give you my email.
Oh, I'm
It's
gonna put
on
my
my.
email in the back chat.
Okay.
I think you have it, but I'm not sure though because it's been a while. But
Okay.
I put it back in. So
What's
yeah,
going on, Alonzo, man? Salute.
what's up, Zoe?
Yep,
That's
yep.
that's that's my brother right there. He
Yeah.
comes my
Yeah. Basically this is something that I'm gonna probably do as regularly as I can.
Okay.
This is honestly I don't have I don't part it's part of my schedule that I'm gonna be trying to adhere to. Um but right now I don't really have no team, so this is gonna be my way of like kind of just live streaming some just talk about business and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
because like
Yeah.
on my channel, Brother Lonzo know, and I think I talk about everything. What I would like to have in the near future, hopefully, I can get you on Alonzo. We just talk about, I be the moderator, and
Hmm.
we just talk about business, and I probably ask questions here and there, and let's have that conversation.
Yeah.
I'm willing on my channel.
I'm
Let's have
for
the
it.
conversation.
I'm
Let's have a come talk about business and other factors too. And I think and then people, if this is what I feel like this, if us as a people, and I'm putting it out to our people, if we say if you want legit information, if you got people that into business like you and Brother Alonso that want to create generation wealth, and then they have the tools, I feel when we should listen to it. If you don't have the money, they can show you how to create money. Let's have that conversation.
hmm hmm
Let's have it. Let's have it.
Yeah.
We understand how the system is. Let's have the conversation. I'm willing to have that conversation in the near future. I
Okay.
want your brothers to come to my channel. Let's have that conversation. It be a better conversation. It ain't all about knocking each other down or what
Hmm.
class that you in. Let's have the conversation so we be better equipped because a lot of us is being misinformed. Let's be right. We
Hmm.
got to be honest. We not listening to the right people. So let's bring the
Hmm.
right people in and that looks like us and put in the word. And then maybe you probably think like, oh, I never thought it's that easy. I never thought.
Hmm.
Yeah, you be misinformed. So, but
Hmm.
we gotta start from somewhere. That's all I'm saying. We
Hmm.
gotta start from somewhere. I don't think I know everything because I don't. So I'm
Hmm.
turning to the brothers or sisters that know more than me. Let's have that conversation. Let's start. Let's start. Let's start from
Hmm.
somewhere. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
And I'm
Yep.
willing to do it on my channel.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. That's what's up, man. So this picture here is self-explanatory. This was Jeff Bezos in 1999. Next, it says, next time you want to give up, think of this. So this is funny, but it's not funny because this dude
Right.
is rich, one of the richest men in the world right now.
Yes, yeah.
He got a little office. He got the equivalent of a sign. It's like a airbrush sign. You know how you had in the hood yeah, the airbrush shirts and stuff like that. That's what his sign was. That's how broke he was. He had just a airbrush sign at Amazon.com in his little desk, and he was grinding. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was
And,
grind. He was yeah.
and also too, I was trying with the mess and everything. And do you know that when he brought Amazon, he bought Amazon United Federal Workers, something like that,
Hmm.
for millions of dollars. And that's how he for Amazon.
Hmm.
So that's what stuff like that we gotta know.
Yeah.
That
Yes. So.
there's sometimes that they buy something that is failing in America. And
Mm-hmm.
I know people gonna get mad when I say this, but he took that and made it Amazon, and so he worth millions. So you got people right now that that work for Amazon, and they say, "What about the labor workers and stuff in the past?" Is out there, but we gotta understand in America, it was not producing as it was decades ago, and so he see a business opportunity. He gave them millions of dollars, and he took that and built Amazon as a
Yeah.
businessman work. So we gotta understand that there are certain factors of America was not working at the time, and we got to be very honest of ourselves that if they was working, you would put money into it
Mm-hmm.
to make it work. But labor workers and anything that deal vocational at that time when he bought that, it was not producing for America. And we gotta understand that you don't have to go to school for it to understand. I have to see it for itself.
Mm-hmm.
And so we
Mm-hmm.
gotta understand that. So we gotta understand we gotta learn to roll with the times, learn to adopt with the times,
Mm-hmm.
and keep on. And that's the thing about sometimes we stay in this certain old factor of mindset and what's working for decades and decades ago. Sometimes we gotta see things what it is, and we gotta learn to
Mm-hmm.
roll with the times and stuff. But it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that you can still make money. We just gotta roll with the times, and we gotta understand also the demographics about it too. That is changing too. We gotta understand that too. And I
Mm-hmm.
learned that from you and Brother Alonzo. I
Oh,
did.
okay. Oh, that's what's up,
Even
man.
I know myself even back then years ago, but to be very educational about it, I learned. I
Mm-hmm.
said, yeah, because the graphics come into it too. So
Now,
we
now,
gotta we
but
got
Jeff Bezos, I just looked his biography. He is a Princeton graduate. He got his BSc, so he got his business science degree from Princeton. So
Mhm.
he is educated. As far as very highly educated, because Princeton
Yeah.
is an elite level of education. So he is. I didn't know. I didn't actually know
Mhm.
because Jeff Bezos is not one of my favorite as far as business legends.
Right.
I do have some favorites. One of my favorites is definitely my first favorite is my grandfather. My
Of
grandfather
course, yeah.
Jeff Bezos did not come from no shack in Mississippi with no running water, no
Right.
electricity, and worked his way up to Chicago to become a multimillionaire. Graduate of Mississippi Valley State. No, Jeff Bezos didn't have that story. Okay, in the brutal cotton fields of Mississippi and all of that. Watching his people getting hanged from trees and all. No, my grandfather's my number one inspiration for business and also legend as far as one of the greatest people I know. And most of the insight that I got from small business and what to do is from not Jeff Bezos, my grandfather. His name is Joseph Jackson. So the thing is that outside of that, I would say um, one of the names, the household names you probably know is Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs is one of the one of my favorites outside of just people that I never met or anything like that. As far as their insight and their actual um discussions they had about business and actually just businessmen in general. Steve Jobs was very insightful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's got a short video I'm gonna play right now. It talks about kind of more understanding business development. Let me play that real
So
quick.
I've seen other people get it too. It's the disease of thinking that one of the things that really hurt Apple was
Let's
after
see
I
if this
left, John
is
Scully
playing.
got a very
Do you
serious
hear it?
disease. And that
Mhm.
disease, I've
Oh,
seen
okay,
other people
good,
get it
good.
too. It's the disease of thinking that a really great idea is 90% of the work. And that if you just tell all these other people, here's this great idea, then of course they can go off and make it happen. And the problem with that is that there's just a tremendous amount of craftsmanship in between a great idea and a great product. And as you evolve that great idea, it changes and grows. It never comes out like it starts because you learn a lot more as you get into the subtleties of it. And you also find there's tremendous trade-offs that you have to make. There are just certain things you can't make electrons do. There are certain things you can't make plastic do or glass do. And as you get into, or factories do, or robots do. And as you get into all these things, designing a product is keeping 5,000 things in your brain, these concepts, and fitting them all together in continuing to push to fit them together in new and different ways to get what you want. And every day you discover something new that is a new problem or a new opportunity to fit these things together a little differently. And it's that process that is the magic. And so we had a lot of great ideas when we started, but what I've always felt that a team of people doing something they really believe in is like when I was a young kid, there was a widowed man that lived up the street, and he was in his 80s. He's a little scary looking, and I got to know him a little bit. I think he might have paid me to mow his lawn or something. And one day he said, "Come on into my garage, I want to show you something." And he pulled out this dusty old rock tumbler. It was a motor and a coffee can and a little band between them. And he said, "Come on with me." We went out to the back and we got some rocks, some regular old ugly rocks. And we put them in the can with a little bit of liquid and a little bit of grit powder. And we closed the can up and he turned this motor on. He said, "Come back tomorrow." And his can was making a racket as the stones went around. And I came back the next day and we opened the can and we took out these amazingly beautiful polished rocks. The same common stones that had gone in through rubbing against each other like this, creating a little bit of friction, creating a little bit of noise, had come out these beautiful polished rocks. And that's always been in my mind my metaphor for a team working really hard on something they're passionate about is that it's through the team, through that group of incredibly talented people bumping up against each other, having arguments, having fights sometimes, making some noise, and working together, they polish each other and they polish the ideas, and what comes out are these really beautiful stones.
Mhm.
So, pretty much he mentioned a team. He mentioned
Mhm.
having a team of people working on an idea, working on you know business innovations and stuff like that. Um, that's that's what you need. That's definitely essential. A lot of times, I look at it from a perspective of you just having one person. It's just you're running a business. You have to have money to have a team. You mentioned loans, business loans, the ability to get business loans, to be, Apple was not funded with business loans. It probably did have some, but it also had investors. Okay, and it's a struggle to get investors. It's definitely a struggle. What's going on, Alonzo? What's happening, man? I saw you talking about Fogo de Chao and steaks and tomahawks and all of that, man. A lot of business decisions come from steak dinners, though. Now, don't
Yeah,
get yeah. A lot of,
yeah.
lot of, lot of. In Chicago has some of the best steakhouses
Hello?
in the world. What's going on?
Oh shit, did I lose? Can you hear
We,
me?
I hear you. I
Hold
hear
on,
you.
I'm gonna come right back.
Okay.
Refresh.
Yeah, that is true though. That is true. Sometimes great business has formed even like when you go like like the certain burger joints.
hmm What's
Sometimes they
going
have
on?
like they'll just want to meet a few minutes, moving like that because when my cousin when she had a security business and stuff like that, we was at Outbacks. We I helped draw up the contracts of
What's
different
going on?
clients. What's up, brother
I
Lonzo?
can't
Draw
hear.
clients. Outbacks was like
I can hear you. I can hear
Can you
you.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. We can. I can hear you.
Alright, I'm on my tablet. Hold on, let me see if I can figure this out.
Okay.
so. So
You
I'm
got.
with
You're
you.
on mute. You're on mute. Let me unmute you. Or you. Yeah. You gotta. You're on mute right at the moment. That's what it says on the screen. You're muted. But yeah. Lot of business. My uncle told me because my uncle he's executive, corporate executive. He's been in that for years. He said a lot of decisions are made on the golf course. Unfortunately, and I talked about this earlier in the strip club, but also a nice steakhouse or fine
Mhm.
dining restaurant. Yeah, a lot of business decisions, and that's how you get money. That's how you get funding. You go have a some type of meeting or something somewhere, and next thing you know you get some funding.
Yeah.
Alonzo, you're muted. It says your microphone is muted. I can't unmute you either.
Alright, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
It still says I'm muted.
No, you good. You good. I can hear
Alright,
you.
for some odd reason I gotta listen through the YouTube. And see, this is weird because I can't hear y'all on StreamYard. I can only hear you on YouTube. Let me turn off YouTube.
Yeah. Turn up YouTube.
So yeah, a lot of steakhouse, a lot of business decisions. And you see that in movies. That's part of
Well,
the culture.
listen, actually, I gotta get ready to go because I gotta take a damn 3 hour drive to get to Fogo de Chao. So
Where,
let me
where's
holler
Oh,
where's
at
that
y'all
at, brother
later.
Alonzo? Where's that at?
oh, he gotta go to gotta
Yeah. You gotta hit that place. Yeah,
Yeah,
that second.
I never been to Fogo de Chao, and I'm gonna admit this, right? I'm kind of cheap with certain things. Um, Dinners, I'm cheap on dinners. I don't, I can't recall. I probably the most I've ever spent on dinner probably is $100. You know, yeah, I don't really like spending a lot of money on dinner.
But but that place is like they have a sign. Like if you have on red, they bring you different meats and stuff. You don't done. They see that red, you don't bring that meat. But but if there's certain meat, you had a sign. You turn on over the green. That means to
Okay.
let them know you keep on bringing. But they, so that's about it. But
Enjoy, man, Alonzo, man.
yeah, I've
I'm
been there
there.
a few times, so I know that.
I could change. I mean, at one point I had tried to stop eating meat, but I scaled down somewhat. But the thing is that yeah, like Chicago has some of the most expensive and great steakhouses in the world. Of course, New York. That's what he said. He's going to New York to a
I'm a rich
steakhouse.
from New York, so I know. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, some good food, man. I'm trying. I'm planning on going to New York this year. I'm still planning on it. I mean, I got a couple setbacks or whatever, but I'm still planning on going. But let's the three things I just mentioned, the three places as far as you know, pitching your business ideas, trying to get some type of, deal, decision, funding. Those three places, uh, golf course, strip club, and a fine dining restaurant, primarily some type of steakhouse. Those are the main places that you get kind of you can get some type of business funding. You try to have a discussion with a new business associate, to waiver some type of business deal. Those are the places you go. I mean, some people can't really go to the strip club. I mean, my uncle, he had to. You can't. You got a multi-billion-dollar client. A multi-million-dollar client that you ain't gonna go to the strip club, and they want to go to the strip club. You gonna have to go to the strip club. That's business. He's highly religious. He's a religious person. I think he's a pastor or something like that, or a minister or something. So he had to go to that strip club in order to get those contracts. He was, getting paid off a commission. That was something that he had to do. I myself, I've never been on that type of level. I remember being in a bar, and this white guy, was deep in Indiana. This white guy was a millionaire on a meat packaging company. He was willing to put some money up, but I was telling him I'm a pretty good trader. I was talking shit. I told him I could be his broker, and he was willing to put some money up. I just didn't take it because I didn't at that time. I never did anything like that. So, when you trading with other people's money, it's a lot more different. I never did anything like that. So I didn't take him on his offer. But the thing is that, yeah, I guess you could even say a bar. A bar, you could add a bar to the list of discussions. You having a business meeting. A lot of restaurants, they have bars. But yeah, I didn't have and still to this day I don't have any business partner or whatever. I would I take somebody on just out on the ground floor now? Probably so, because I mean, I don't really have that much invested right now. I don't have any like brick and mortar store or anything like that. But the thing about it is, what I would not do is I will not take anybody on that has no business credentials. You have to have had some business. I've learned this hard way, where you go into business with friends and they never had a business in their entire life. Because it's no offense to anybody else, or no offense to anybody, but if you're going into business, you better be going into business with somebody that's either been in business before, or you're gonna have some problems, because an employee is a different type of person than a businessman. A businessman is a businessman can be an employee. An employee, it can't necessarily be no businessman. It's two different worlds. A lot of times in business, you don't work, you don't eat, you don't make no money, you don't eat. And being an employee, you gonna always eat. That's why most people are employees. And again, I ain't offending anybody. I ain't trying to offend anybody. Business is rough, because trying to build that momentum up, trying to build things up off the ground is tough. And then when you just a solo entrepreneur, you don't have any partners, you limited funding, you shoestrap budget. It's very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. Um, a lot of people don't understand how difficult business actually is, because I used to wonder, underrated. Why do people hire people all the time? Why I had so many jobs, and I used to wonder, why is it so easy for me to get a job and all this other stuff? And it's like, why is these people hiring people? Like, and when I had my store, I realized why why businesses hire other people, because when it's just you by yourself, you got to work more than the average employee. Where an employee works typically 40 hours a week. Man, when you got a business, you open. Let's say I used to open from around like 10 to 7 at night. I mean, that's seven. Some days on Sundays I close, some not. Man, that's over 40 hours. You know, by the time you get to Thursday, you clocking over 40 hours, and you still got Friday, Saturday, and if you're gonna be open Sunday, you know, which I ain't gonna lie, in my opinion, I should have been open Sunday too, every Sunday. You know, because when you start a business, you need all the momentum you possibly can get. So it's like, yeah, by the time you get to Sunday, if you're gonna open Sunday, from Friday to Sunday, that's an extra 30 hours. That's about 70 hours a week right there. I mean, really about 80, close to 80 hours a week. You just being there, you not having no employees, you opening during those hours. Maybe on Saturdays and Sundays you could shorten it up a couple hours or whatever, maybe close at 5, you know. But yeah, man, it's tough, man. Just that alone, just that aspect of, you got to put more work in than a regular employee. It's tough, man. You know, and it's why nobody really wants to be in business like that. And then a lot of times the life cycle of people in business is very short. You know, very short lifespan.
Yeah.
Um, you know, so I'm definitely gonna talk more about it. I'm gonna try to kind of structure some of my content to kind of kind of talk more about things. But
Yeah, because you a jack of all trades. You talk about all this stuff. I hear you. Because
yeah, I
you
try to
been
be, man.
you see I don't think you remember you was in my chat when I was talking about celibacy.
Oh yeah, yeah. I used to frequent your channel a lot back in when I was it was what, the pandemic. Yeah, it was. I was I was over there a lot, man. I remember that. Um, but yeah, man, I pretty much I'm gonna be doing this. I got did I let me see. Did you put your email in the back chat? Okay, I see it. I'm definitely respond and get this email and give you my information.
Yeah, and
All you
also
gotta
let me
do,
huh?
oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I wait.
Yeah, I was just saying that, just as long as you let me know maybe a day ahead of time, I pretty much should be able to make it.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Is it possible we could do a chop up on my channel tomorrow or Friday?
Yeah, yeah. Tomorrow's
What? What?
fine.
What? Is it was which one is good? Day or night?
Uh, Night is better. I mean,
What
cause
time?
I
What
don't.
time night?
What time you normally on?
I
Normally
do
on?
my choppers different times. Like it depends. I go by the other people's stuff. It can be days, morning. I did one or two in the past in the morning, but usually I try to. They usually like in the afternoon, late afternoon, early night, and stuff.
Okay. Well, 7 is probably cool. Um,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Seven.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Okay. So this is what you do. You send me a picture or an avatar through my email.
Oh,
And
okay.
then we talk these other throughout the email. And how's let me see, tomorrow, how's 6:35 sound?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
And
Let me
then what
send
you
you.
do Yeah, 635. Well, you live in Chicago, right?
Yeah, I'm in Indiana, Gary, Indiana, right
Oh, you
now.
you in central, you in
Yeah,
central time. So
yeah, it's
that's
still Central Time. Yeah,
central time. So I'm on Eastern time. So that's 6:35. So that means that's 5:35 your time.
yeah,
Okay, yeah. So 6:35 my time, it's 5:35 your time, and you just let people know on your end that you're gonna do a chopper with me on my channel,
okay.
and then we can take
Yeah,
we can.
just if you schedule it, man, just just basically, I just emailed you. Just share me the link and I'll post it on my community tab. Or if
Yeah,
you
and
at
also
me, I should see it. If you at me,
yeah.
I
I'm gonna
should
I'm gonna
see
be
it.
I'm gonna do all that, and plus I'm gonna
Yeah.
see the link to get on the panel. Just letting you know, you only want to go be on the panel, but I will share the link, to the live, so you can share it to others. Let them know. No
Yeah.
doubt, I can do that definitely.
Right, right. That's what's up. Yeah. Yep. So it's not impossible though. I don't want to discourage anyone that has never been in business or anything like
Right.
that to say that it's not impossible for them to be in business. It's definitely something like here's what happened, right? I'll just say for me, being a solo entrepreneur is something that I've done um, for a while. The most I've done as far as it's definitely having a storefront in Chicago. It was in a dangerous neighborhood though. Okay. I had to deal with a lot of things with that. A lot of customers don't want to come to no dangerous neighborhood, especially selling computers and electronics and stuff like that. But the thing is this once I was able to figure things out, what helped me was I used eBay and then I used my store as like a kind of like a warehouse. So if I didn't have any sales from my business, I can rely on eBay to sell my stuff. So it was like I had an e-commerce channel to sales channel, and then I had a retail brick and mortars. They call that actually now. They call that I forgot what they call it. They call it brick and mortars and I forgot what they call that. They call that something now, but basically that's what I used to do. Once I figured out, okay, I could, make a little money off eBay, and then I could, if I get some customers, which most of the time I get some customers, whatever I get from my customers, cool. And then I had selling DVDs and CDs was pretty. It was still hot then. This was like 2010, 2011. So I had a CD DVD duplicator, and people a lot of the little hustlers or whatever that sold DVDs and stuff, they would come to me and they would get their get their copies, and then I would make a little coins from there, man. And then what else I was doing? I had a computer that people, if you needed to use, you didn't want to go to the library, it was connected to a printer. You could I charge you by the minute how if you to use a computer, so it was like kind of like a tech cafe type of thing. So I had one computer, you could use the computer for about a minute, type up something real quick, print out an email, whatever you needed to do. So I had little stuff to kind of supplement, to provide to make a little money. And then I had days where I was doing pretty well, and then I was doing stuff on eBay. So that was how I was able to make it. I found a way to make it, but before then, I would say it's like the equivalent. Having a business is like the equivalent of being on an island, and you got people. You need people to support you on this island. You got to get people to come to this island to support you, and that's how it is. It's kind of difficult, but once you get people to come, once you figure out how to export from the island, you can make it. And I didn't have the knowledge that I have now. If I had the knowledge that I have now, I would have probably done a lot better than what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to learn how to kind of make it in business. Um,
Right.
but if you had a business loan, you can do it. It's tricky though because you got to pay the loan back. So you got to have a strategy to kind of use that money to make some money. I would say as long as you know you can make some money, if you know you're gonna make some money, like for example, right? I'm in the real estate. I want um other people to be in the real estate because real estate is one of the biggest ways people make money in America. Majority of millionaires, that's one of the things that they use is
Oh,
real
excuse me.
estate.
Can I cut you off?
Oh yeah,
Could
go
it
ahead.
could it be 6:35
Yeah, it's
for the
fine.
7th?
Yeah, that's fine.
Because usually on Thursdays, a lot of people want to do they live around 7:05. I don't want them to get caught up in it, so I said do 6:35. We get a step ahead of the game. You know
Yeah,
what
that's
I'm saying?
fine. Yeah, that's
And
fine.
so, and I already got your picture. Already got your picture. So I'm gonna start starting it like later on, and you should have the stuff like later on, in your email, the link to the panel.
Let me mod you up. Type something in the chat and oh okay, I see you. Let me mod put you let me go to my YouTube and give you
Oh, okay, thank you.
moderator status. See here.
Oh, let me tell you something right now. Let
Oh
me
no,
see.
I see you. I see you.
Okay. Let me tell you something and see it go through.
Yeah, I got you. You should be good now.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is definitely something that I'm planning on doing regularly. Probably pretty much said let me kind of share my website. Let's just kind of put that out there since I'm definitely talking about my herbs business. Let me share my site real quick and see here. So yeah, this is what I got so far on my website, owlsherbs.com. I got my slim tea. I'm raving about that. I'm very healthy, lost a lot of weight so far. I plan on losing more weight. I got some more bottles in. This is one of my biggest things right here
Okay.
that I think is going to have a trajectory on it. Definitely my sex god enhancement, male enhancement capsules is great. And
Okay.
these other two are great as well. So these are the products offerings that I have. I have to put some more products in my site because I definitely. Oh yeah, I have more. Okay, so I didn't show everything. So I got the ultimate detox. I got the knockout. So this is mostly what I have. I still have more offerings that I have to put on my site. So yeah, this is what I have to offer, man. Your health is your wealth. This is what I'm doing, man. This is I'm grassroots. I'm a grassroots, solo entrepreneur. Trying to get things off the ground. Definitely check me out, owlsherbs.com.
Uh,
Basically, that's one of the many business offerings that I have. And I also do home renovations, handyman work. I do IT work, computer repair. Also, I am into real estate, also into basically different things. I mean, I wear many hats.
You know wrong
Many
with
hats.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
me
yeah,
too.
yeah. So
Sometimes you gotta do that.
yeah, it's I look at it
It's
like,
frustrating. It is frustrating.
yeah, it is. It's kind of like having a whole bunch of fishing rods out there. Having like 3 or 4 fishing rods, and it's like you one bite, maybe two might bite at the same time. You got to grab both of them, but you got you cast your line out there. See what you can get. See if you can get some bites. But sometimes, like I said before, if you're not doing well online, you gotta market offline. You gotta go, like, for example, my herbs. It's time for me to go offline and market my herbs. Because online, yeah, it's okay. I'm still like Facebook. I can't advertise my herbs business on Facebook primarily because of this picture with this guy, the sex guy, man. Nobody likes the black bed. The BBC is controversial. So when I tried to, what I'm saying, that actual kind of marketing pitch was a little bit too graphic for Facebook. So I am going to try some other things, though. I might try some other avenues, but also cost money. Google, I tried Google. Google didn't really I didn't really do much with that, but I'm not a Google expert. I know it's people that's, I guess, what they call it, SEO experts and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, they charge for their expertise. Of course, again, when you start in business, you don't have no money. The money that you have is literally, not that much, man. He says, shout out to Shango for marketing. Okay. I think I know who that is. Is that guy from Chicago? Is he like from
Django,
Chicago?
yes.
Oh, okay. Oh,
He's in the
okay.
chat.
No, I already gave him a shout out.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good brother right there. Good brother.
Okay. Yeah. So again, this is not this is just one of many discussions. It's what I'm going to start doing more. I'm gonna try to stay away from, man, all of the beef and all of the negative stuff and all of the, this is, all the relate. Even I ain't really, the relationship stuff is cool, whatever. I guess every now and again, but the thing is this, right? I think of this. I was thinking about this today. Some people, we can talk about the whole fresh and fit saga, right? Because I definitely got to do something on that, but the thing is that it's two types of people when they get money. One person, the one person, he gets money and he overvalues people and things. So okay, you get $1 million, you start spending money on all kind of stuff, and then you start overspending on people, like tricking and all of that type of stuff. And then you got the other person. The second type of person is they undervalue that. They cheapskates. They get money and then they ain't spending money like that. And it's like, I think that the fresh dude or whatever is the first type. He's overvaluing people. I think he's never had interactions, like he's had a delay in interactions with women, I believe. Because the stuff he's doing is kind of like what um that guy, that the young guy that's in Zion Williams. He's like,
Yeah.
early 20s. He's another one. Like, see, when we was coming up, well, when I was coming up, you a lot older than me, but when I was coming up, you was a lot of people in high school was already experienced. By the time they was in college, they had already, been with a whole bunch of women, and they figured out who was who and what was what. I think these young guys in the NBA now, they don't really have that much experience like that, because when I see the women that they're choosing, it's kind of like, it makes me think that they don't really have no game. They don't understand. They can't differentiate a slut from a regular woman. Like,
Mm.
it's like when I was in college, I had to understand that. I had to, okay, when I was 18. No, I was 19, and I was hot. I was big man on campus.
Hmm.
Down in Champaign, Illinois, and I had to walk away from a chick that just was just out there. Like, she was just with a whole bunch of different dudes, and one of the my roommates put me up on game, and told me, man, that chick, man, she got a reputation or whatever. I had I didn't have to, but I ended things with her, and we went our separate way, because I wasn't about to be in a relationship with no you know I want to be PG. I want to be I want to
Right.
be PG, but I'm fighting to be PG and just say what's on my mind. But
I got you.
a hood rat, I'll say. I didn't want. I was not gonna be in a relationship with a hood rat. Okay, that wasn't gonna be my main woman, a woman that is sleeping with everybody else. So the thing is, I close things off. Most guys probably wouldn't do that, But I
Right.
had that experience when I was 19, and I realized, okay, this is what you do, this is what you don't do. You gotta screen these women and all of that type of stuff. And I've had that experience, fortunately. Okay, I've been around and all of that, but these younger, I mean, some of these guys go to the NBA, get out, I don't think they had experience like that, because a lot of them, to be honest, come to mind, they don't stay in college that long. Remember,
Uh,
remember, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and all them. They stayed in college for at least 2 or 3 years. You
yeah.
know, these cats coming out now, they like come out after a year. Some of them, they go play overseas, and then they come back, and then they get a contract with and get drafted in the NBA. But they young. I give them a pass somewhat. The fresh dude is like in his what, 40s or late 30s. I mean, he doing what a 20-year old, or what a younger 20-year old, early 20-year old would be doing, is an indicator that he wasn't even experienced before he had any money or any little fame or whatever. So that means that he was pretty much just, not even dating or anything like that, hardly at all. Before the money that they made from the YouTube channel and everything. So that's my, I mean, I might be wrong about that, but that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like, because you learn who's a slut and who's a hood rat when you in either high school or your late teens, early 20s. If you in your 30s, late 30s, still wifing up hood rats and stuff like that, Jezebels, right? You inexperienced. That leads me to believe that you probably are inexperienced. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's underrated. Um I check him out tomorrow. He's going, oh, okay, he's back. Okay. All right. Yeah, you dropped off.
Yes, yeah, we be doing that sometimes. So,
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's just my opinion on it, man. I mean, I might be wrong, but I just think he probably was not really hitting on much when he was younger and he just started getting money and he don't really got that much experience. But the more troubling part of that is, see, I don't I don't do any relationship. My content is not 100% relationship based, or even I'm selling young men or inexperienced men relationship game, or you know what I'm saying, dating coaching or relationship coaching. These guys are, and a lot of other guys were saying these guys don't know nothing. They just sensationalists, and they're salesmen selling, misguided, uh, you know, very, very, basically, what's the words I'm looking for? Very, very vulnerable and gullible young men relationship advice. They don't even have relationship advice because they just before their channel success, they weren't they weren't no players or Max or anything like that. They were just some regular dudes with jobs. And then basically they figured out how to be a salesman, how to market, how to be an entertainer to try to sell to other men that are gullible, that there's some dating experts or players that and that's what makes this more embarrassing. Because
Right.
they the quote unquote fresh is a quote unquote dating coach, and
Right.
he himself is really is oxymoronic, because he himself probably needs a dating coach himself. That's the weird part. But you see that on YouTube. I'm not the only one. I know you've seen that on this. You be like, damn,
Yeah.
this dude making all this type of money, and he's a fraud. He don't know what the hell he talking about. He making this shit up as he go.
Yeah.
But
That's
that's
true. Yeah.
that's the thing about sales. Some people are really good salesmen. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'll be the first person to tell you that. I ain't hating. I understand them guys are very good salesmen,
Yeah.
very
There are
good
some
marketing.
people do not. There's some people do not have business savvy, but they're good salesmen.
Yeah, yeah. I
You know?
mean, I ain't gonna lie. And we ain't even. I kind of went. People thought I went left, but I went right back to what the discussion is. We talking about business. Them guys, them fresh and fit guys, are some of the best marketers and salesmen on this internet. I mean, now a lot of things is getting. I mean, they looking kind of crazy and recluse. I don't know who the hell listens to them. But okay, I do know. I have one person that I know, but I ain't gonna down him out. I do know one person. And that dude is very, very rich. I ain't gonna say rich, but yeah, he is. He work in tech, and he makes damn near close to $1 million a year. He did say he really likes Fresh and Fit, and he's on their Patreon and all of that. Yeah. So one of their target audiences is awkward men that have problems with women. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of men. And the thing is that again, they are very good marketers and very good salesmen. They got thousands and thousands of men to follow them and pay money for them. I mean, you can't. What's the old saying? You can't hate the player. You gotta hate the game. Or if you want to hate on anything, you gotta. You know what I'm saying? You can't hate the player. You gotta hate the game. Them dudes is making money, man. Being very good internet marketers. being internet salesmen. I mean, are they full of shit? Yeah, most car dealers are full of shit. They'll lie to you in a heartbeat. They'll try to sell
Mhm.
you. They'll try to give you a 20 year, a 6 year payment on a Pinto. But that's what they do for a living. That's and they and a lot of them are really good at selling cars. You know, but see, at least you get in a car with them. You're not getting anything because them guys are just frauds. I mean, at the very least, you might get a car from a car dealer. It might be way overpriced, and the interest rates you get for your car loan will be way through the roof. But at least you get in the car. Them, you ain't get nothing. They ain't got nothing to give you. It's like a scam artist that's calling your phone trying to sell you something. But they just really scamming you. But it's legal for them to do that. It's legal for them to say, I can help you get women, knowing they got problems getting women and they rich. when you got money, I'm gonna tell you something underrated. And we had this discussion on the live stream we did on Reginald Lewis. When you have money, you're supposed to enhance your life with that money. That money's supposed to bring you more money, and women should be if you but see, it depends on what type of person you are. If you the type of person that you ain't really never had no success with women before you got money, and that's why I think that's what the type of person they are. Yeah, when you get money, that money gonna be blown. That money gonna be, pretty much, like my mother say, a fool and his money soon part. But if you a guy like you already had successes with women and you got money in success as far as financial success, that ain't gonna do nothing but make you even more better than what you are, because now you got more options. You can go wherever you want to go. You know how to dress already. You know how to
Yeah.
look good. You know how to smell good. You know where to go. It's going to make you much of a better person and more attractive to other women. And then you already know, okay, I was the man before I had money. So now I'm even more of a man with money. So it's like that's what a lot of times that's what these guys don't understand, because they didn't have no exposure like that. And I'm not saying, I do agree. I'm somewhat grounded. I don't believe you should be you shouldn't be trying to put all your eggs in a basket full of sluts or Jezebels. You shouldn't be, you got young girls now, they're trying to be like Jezebels because they think that's what all men want is a Jezebel or a slut, a hood rat, a thought. No, that ain't what, those women are like they traditionally have been for. Those are women you have fun with, the belly dancers and gypsies and all of that type of stuff. Those are fun girls. You're not supposed to get them pregnant, and you're not supposed to, pretty much, take them too serious because they gonna be with somebody after you leave. They
Yeah.
got a whole bunch of guys that, it's like, they, what I'm saying, they out there, and if you really trying to take them serious in a sense that you think you treating them like they your one and only, and they're your one and only, you're a goofy. And that's the way they're gonna look at you. You're a goofy to them. And you're a goofy in a sense that that's what you are, because you're treating a woman that has a whole bunch of other men that they're dealing with, and you're just one of those men. You're just an additional one person that they're dealing with, along with the other men that they're dealing with. So
Yeah.
yeah, you shouldn't even be trying to deal with no women like that, other than if you're trying to have fun. And if you're gonna have fun, you're gonna take risks. It's like what they say, you mess with fire, you're gonna get burned. You know,
Yeah.
you ain't got no control over yourself. That, just because they Jezebels or whatever, don't mean they can't get pregnant. They definitely get jazzy with sluts get pregnant every single day, and they don't. And traditionally, they do not make good moms, because it's a lot of stuff involved. And I've had plenty of live streams talking about that. But you know, um, the thing is that uh, that's my take on it. But they good salesmen. Oh man, them dudes, man. If I gave them my products, man, and they marketed, I would sell out probably. They are
Yeah.
good marketers, man. They good salesmen. They could sell damn near everything, but that lane that they in with the relationships and dating coaching, they got a lot of suckers, and they selling to them. Now I don't know what's gonna happen after this, but I think them guys still gonna be rocking with them dudes, man. I don't think it's gonna change that much. I don't think they're gonna go out of business or not so much go out of business. I don't think they're gonna not get no supporters or nothing like that. Um, they took away their monetization off YouTube. Rumble, I think they have monetization on Rumble, but yeah, they got so many guys, man, that rock with them. They gonna be fine. I think this is just gonna be like maybe a hurdle, but they gonna still be fine. They still gonna make some money. Um, because it's a market for the guys that listen to them. You know, why they listen? Why those guys listen to them? I don't know. I have no idea, man. But
Yeah.
we could talk about whatever you want to talk about tomorrow. I'll be available. Just shoot me an email of the time and everything that you're gonna do it.
No,
So
let's
I
go. I'm
make
gonna shoot
sure.
you all that. It's gonna be
Okay,
six
yeah.
thirty-five.
So I can
Yes,
add it
yeah,
to my
no,
calendar.
yeah, in a few minutes or a few, maybe few minutes or hour, I'm gonna start setting it up for
Okay,
tomorrow for six
okay,
thirty-five. I'm gonna after I finish, I'm gonna shoot you all that.
okay. Yeah, because I'm kind of if I don't, I'm kind of autistic or something, man. If I don't set up no schedule or nothing like that, man, I'm liable to go to sleep, man. Be like, damn, man, it's a nice day, and then shoot food around, and I'm like, damn, I'm supposed to be on a live stream. Oh my god, man, I forgot.
Yeah, but if you can't make it at the time, let me know ahead of time. Now we go.
Oh yeah. If you let me know what time it is and everything, I already know the date. So if you let me know the time, I'll be there. I'll make sure I'm there. Um, until if something else come up, I let them know I got something else coming up. Um, I'm shooting. Man, a lot of times I be looking at other people and their content. Man, I don't even be going live. That's why I'm doing this. Is one of the reasons I'm doing this because like I need to be talking about my businesses and stuff like that,
Yeah,
man.
sure,
And
yeah.
yeah, I gotta put myself out there. I'm streaming on all Facebook. I got 2 channels on Facebook I'm streaming into now. I don't even normally stream on my Broke Geniuses Facebook page, but I'm doing that.
Oh, you
And
got Bro Jim's face. Yeah, I got it.
yeah,
Yeah, I gotta reach out to you so I can see my information on Facebook too. So.
okay. So I'm doing that and shoot tomorrow or maybe the next day or whatever. I'm gonna see if I can stream through Twitter because I got a Twitter too, and I might be on
I never done it on
Instagram.
Twitter. I never
Yes.
did anything on Twitter too. Yeah,
Oh
thank you.
yeah, it's on, man. Twitter is busting, man.
Oh yeah,
I
okay.
mean, shoot. I mean, it's not for the faint of heart because they don't have no censorship like Facebook. I mean, it's you don't see everything on there, and it's not what it's some of the stuff you don't want to see. And I ain't just talking about like porn or anything like that. It's like you gonna see anything, like it just you just think about it. They don't have like Elon Musk is really about non-censorship. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he brought to Twitter. It was already on Twitter like that, but he opened it up, and then people can say whatever they want to say. If you want to say some racist shit, you can say it.
And
I mean, it's why it's
so,
like the wild, wild west.
how long you got to Is it a time limit that you could do live on Twitter?
I don't know. I don't know, man. I never went. I think
Oh,
I
okay.
I think I went live one time. I was gonna talk to this one chick, but then she didn't show up or whatever. And other than that, I ain't go live or nothing. And then I think it wasn't recorded, so it went away. But I don't know how long you can go live, man. But I know I will. Cause see, I gotta do more, man. I forget, man, being shy, man. Forget this shit, man. I gotta put myself out there, man. You know, that's if I'm
Yeah,
gonna try to do anything, man.
my
I
advice
gotta
was,
put myself out there, man.
yeah, but
I'm not,
my advice is do it at your pace. Do it at your
yeah,
pace.
yeah,
That's my advice for you. I do it my pace because I know like on Instagram, I did
yeah,
some stuff Instagram in the past. I know I gotta do more Instagram. I haven't
yeah.
done it Facebook in a while, so
Yeah,
I gotta.
Instagram too. You could go live on Instagram. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
probably do all of that, man. Shoot, I'm gonna try to, man. Man, shoot, I'm gonna do all of that, man. Plus more, man. I forget all that shy stuff, man. Forget that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying,
You got it. Yeah, you got it.
it
Well, let
worked
me.
because you showed up. You know what I'm saying?
I
I ain't
appreciate
see,
that.
I ain't seen you in a minute, man. You know what I'm saying? So it must have worked. If I got one person, if I could get to one person, I done did something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
definitely. But it's great to see you. Because I'm
yeah,
gonna tell you, sometimes I don't even get your notification for YouTube.
yeah, man. I don't even plan it most time. I just pop on here. You know, I was gonna go live last night, but I was like, nah, I ain't really feeling it, man. Yeah. Because I'll tell you this, like late nights, it ain't after like 2 in the morning, depending on what's going on, it's really nobody, it's like open. It's nobody, everybody sleep or nobody want to go live. And it's like the times that it still be people up. You got truck drive.
Yeah.
People forget there's a graveyard shift, and then you got people that be up at night. You got night owls. You got people that drive trucks at night. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You got a lot of stuff going on at night that people are up. You got hospital workers, all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they want something to listen to too. They don't, want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go live like 2 or 3 in the morning, it's people up. And then when they figure out you going to be up or are you going to continuously do that, they'll be there. Like it's people that work late nights. Like I used to work late nights. I mean, I've had plenty of jobs where I work late nights. Don't like it, but people work nights and they want something to listen to. And it's like people don't think like, damn, I could be up if I'm up, but sometimes it takes the type of person to do that. Cause like if you ain't the night type person to stay up late at night or whatever, you just not. That's not something you gonna do. But it's if somebody figure out that how to do that, man, it's wide open.
Yeah, well, I used to let me tell you when I first, well, like I said, first start off, it was a few years ago. I had done lives like 1:30. I think the latest I'd done a live, I think it was
Yeah,
like 2:35. So I got some stuff on my channel back in the days. I did lives like
yeah,
those times too and stuff. So, but see, at that time, it wasn't, it was unknown and stuff like that. But yeah,
mm,
you're right though. If you find a niche in the middle of the morning, if you could do like an hour and a half or two, or maybe less than that, you can find a niche that that'd be good. Yeah.
yeah. It just take a certain type of person. You gotta have the energy for it. Cause I mean,
Yeah, you got to get some rest during that night. I tell people all the
yeah,
time, you got to go to bed at least about maybe 6 or 7 that night and
yeah,
rest up, and then you be ready. But if you can't, no, don't do it.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I appreciate, man, you stopping by, man. I'm gonna
Thank you,
close this. I'm gonna close this on down, man.
thank you.
I'm gonna be back though. Definitely will be back. That's why I put the date up because I'm just gonna put the dates up. I'll be talking about some more business. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Maybe I'll try to come up with some type of headline or something or whatever. But talk about some news and stuff like that. Um, Definitely even to just plug my businesses as well. If you got something going on, you can let me know. I plug your stuff up. put your channel in the chat, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm gonna, close this on out, man, and
Okay, thank you.
finish up, man.
And
Thank you.
and watch out for my stuff later on. I'm gonna set it up. And then,
Okay.
soon, and
Okay,
I'm gonna send it through your email. So I'm gonna sit, like I said, after I finish setting it up, I will send you the link to come to the panel, and also the link to the
Okay.
live.
Okay.
You take that live and just share it out, please.
Okay. For sure. All right. So we got the underrated, the number one grinder, man. You know what I'm saying? With Genius, the other grinder, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to grind it out, man, trying to figure out a way to survive business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
business world, man. Trying to figure out how to grind this thing out, man. Try to get it going, Even even if you just grassroots, starving artists, struggling business, almost no business. Some people it's like levels to business. Like it's certain levels of business where people like, damn, you got a business? And then of course, a lot of time people be like, if you do have a little, if you talk about business or whatever, they be like, oh, that little business you got or your little business. It's like, all that type of stuff, because it's like, yeah, you got to market, you know what I'm saying? You got to put yourself out there, man. It's this one chick on Twitter, I think she called herself the marketing bully. She say, man, you got to market yourself. You got to put yourself out there, man. Maybe I need to study Fresh and Fit, man, and see how they market, you know what I'm saying? See what they do, man, so I can figure some things out, because they definitely know how to market and sell, man. Shoot, almost too good. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. Appreciate you for joining me, man.
Thank you, appreciate you, and I get you the stuff. But I said by another hour and a half, maybe less than that.
All right, appreciate it. All right.
All right, have a good one, y'all. Peace to y'all and your families.
Peace.